Donald Trump's pick from medicate despot has expelled his name from thought for the part after reports saying the official had harmed the U.S.'s endeavors to counter a solution painkiller scourge. Representative Tom Marino has educated me that he is pulling back his name from thought as medication despot, Mr. Trump said in a Tuesday morning tweet. Tom is a fine man and an incredible congressman. The Republican congressman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Trump's chosen one to lead the Office of National Drug Control Policy, had championed a bill that adequately kept government operators from ceasing the spread of addictive opiate drugs, as per a report by the Washington Post and CBS. On Monday, the president had guaranteed to invert his designation of Mr. Marino if it's 1% negative to doing what we need to do. To the extent Tom Marino, so he was an early supporter of mine, the colossal province of Pennsylvania. He's an awesome person, Mr. Trump said amid a Rose Garden news gathering Monday evening. I saw the report. We will investigate the report, the president proceeded. We will consider it important on the grounds that we will have a noteworthy declaration presumably 1 week from now on the medication emergency and on the opiate gigantic issue, and I need to get that completely right. We will investigate Tom. As indicated by the Post and Hour, Mr. Marino was the best administrator pushing for the Ensuring Patient Access and Effective Drug Enforcement Act. The law made it basically incomprehensible for the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, to solidify suspicious opiates shipments from sedate dissemination organizations to degenerate specialists and drug stores for use on the bootleg market, the news outlets announced. Republican Representative Marsha Blackburn had co-supported the bill with Mr. Marino. In an announcement, a representative for Ms. Blackburn disclosed to the Tennessean that if there are any unintended results from the enactment they ought to be tended to instantly. The DEA had restricted the bill, which cruised through Congress in 2016, while the medication business had furiously campaigned for its benefit. Previous President Barack Obama later marked it into law. At the time, the opiate emergency had killed 200,000 individuals, more than 3 times the quantity of U.S. military passings amid the Vietnam War. Since 1999, the quantity of overdose passings including opioids, including remedy opioids and heroin, quadrupled, as indicated by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The organization detailed that the quantity of solution opioids sold in the U.S. had likewise almost quadrupled since 1999, however that there has not been a general change in the measure of dormant Americans report. Mr. Trump has made it one of his needs to battle the opiate scourge. In August, while talking in a gathering room at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, the president guaranteed to shield blameless residents from street pharmacists that toxic substance are groups. Soon after, he moved to announce the emergency a national crisis, yet the organization has not embraced particular activities on the issue from that point forward. The opiate emergency is a crisis and I'm stating authoritatively at this moment it is a crisis, the president told correspondents in August. We will draw it up and we will make it a national crisis. It is a significant issue, any semblance of which we have never had. Popularity-based congresspersons on Monday required the president to pull back Mr. Marino's selection. Affirming Representative Marino as our country's medication ruler resembles putting the frog in the henhouse, Mr. Schumer said on the Senate floor. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, whose state has been among the hardest hit by the opiate plague, sent a letter to Mr. Trump requesting that the designation of Mr. Marino be pulled back. Amid the greatest general well-being emergency since HIV/AIDS, we require somebody driving the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy who trusts we should insure our kin, not the pharmaceutical business, Mr. Manchin said in an announcement. After the president declared that Mr. Marino pulled back his designation, the Democrat tweeted, "At Real Donald Trump, a debt of gratitude is in order for remembering we require a medication despot who has seen the overwhelming impacts of the issue. I anticipate working with At Real Donald Trump to discover a medication autocrat that will serve #WV and our whole nation," he included. Mr. Manchin on Monday likewise presented enactment that would cancel the law that Mr. Marino had upheld.